Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to make a rainbow spiral tie-dye shirt. This will be a full tutorial, so let's get right into the video. When you are finished with this process, this is what your shirt will look like, something sort of like this. It looks awesome. So let's get right into the video. I'm gonna move this to the side. I'm gonna show you how to do it from scratch. What I have here is just a plain white shirt. Sorry about that, I just turned my washer on. I'm gonna turn it off, give me a second. Sorry about that, I scared myself there, but then I realized what had happened. So the reason that I am choosing this shirt is because unfortunately, when I was doing the tie-dye on that shirt, on one of those shirts in the pile over there, I got some tie-dye on my shirt. So note to self, protect your clothing if you want it to sort of be the same color, just because when you're tie-dyeing something else, you might end up tie-dyeing your own clothes. So essentially, we're gonna lay it out flat. You wanna moisten the shirt a little bit. It's just barely damp. We're not soaking it. We're not, like, you don't want it to be dripping, just barely damp at all. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of make a spiral pattern. So we're gonna start in the middle. I'm gonna pinch the middle of the shirt and I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna do it clockwise. You can choose your own, but I'm gonna turn clockwise, okay? And I'm gonna continue turning clockwise like this. So as you can see right here, just continue turning clockwise, and we're gonna create like sort of like a spiral. Keep it nice and flat on the edges. So turn clockwise, flatten it out, turn clockwise, flatten it out, and what we're gonna end up with is a nice spiral, okay? Now we're gonna take the edges and continue to sort of continue turning them in a clockwise motion until you end up with a, like almost like a swirl pattern. Now the first thing that you wanna do is tighten it up. So tighten it up as much as you can while still keeping it flat, okay? Just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to try and get an elastic that will wrap around the perimeter of the actual circle. So I'm going to grab this one right here. You want to hold it together. So you want the elastic to go around the perimeter if possible. Try and get it to stay on the fabric and not go under or over, just like that. Once you have your elastic nicely around the perimeter of the actual shirt, you want to get a couple of elastics going in different directions. So I'm going to get one going this way like this, just to hold it in place. That's vertical. I'm gonna get another one maybe going horizontal like this. Like, you can use as many elastics as you want, but it's just more things to work around, right? And then I'll just get one more across. So I have one going around it and then three going across it like that. Okay, that's enough. As long as it's staying in place, that's good to go. We're gonna move over to the sink for the next couple of steps, okay? So let's do some high-tech editing just like this. Woo! Look at that transition. I'm gonna put that in the sink. If you're doing this somewhere where you care about the ground that you're working on, you wanna protect it with like a really thick, durable tablecloth. I'm just doing this in the sink. It's an old laundry sink. To be honest with you, I'm replacing this soon anyways, so not such a big deal. For the next step, we're gonna actually be applying the tie-dye. So you wanna have your colors ready. You could choose 3, 4, 5 colors. I'm just gonna do 3, so I'm gonna do a third of the shirt with each, okay? I'm gonna put a pair of gloves on. If you wanna make sure your fingers don't end up with tie-dye all over them, put some gloves on. It will really save you so much time in scrubbing your hands. And if you really wanna play it safe, then you wanna wear 2 pairs of gloves. If you wear 2 pairs of gloves, then you can be like fairly certain that there's not gonna be any tie-dye on your hands when you're done, okay? So now we're ready to actually tie-dye the shirt. So what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna try and do about a third of the shirt for each. Sorry, just give me a sec. I'm gonna take this glove off. I'm actually gonna zoom in so you can see a little bit better with regards to what's going on. There's some more high-tech editing for you, okay? So now we're gonna grab some colors. So I just grabbed these 3 colors because, to be honest with you, this is what was left over after we tie-dyed some shirts yesterday. So I just grabbed these 3 colors. But essentially, you're gonna go and you wanna try, I always like to do a third of each. So I'm gonna grab this one right here, this little color over here. I'm gonna place the cap carefully here so I don't lose it. And I'm gonna do about a third of it. Okay, so I'm gonna do about a third of it. And you wanna really let that tie-dye soak in. So I'm gonna do about a third of it. Really squirt it in there. You really wanna get the nice dark saturation color, okay? And I'm gonna do about a third of this, like I said, something like this over here. And you will be surprised, depending on the size of the shirt, at how much of the tie-dye you can actually use, okay? So I'm gonna do about a third of it like this. And you really wanna make sure you get it all over that third, okay? So you can see I use that much tie-dye for that right there, okay? Now I'm gonna grab the blue over here, and I'm gonna use the blue color. So I'm gonna place that cap right over there carefully as well. I don't want it to fall in the drain. And I'm gonna do the blue third over here. It's a very, very dark blue. So I'm gonna do the blue third right over here, just like this, okay? And you could do a third, a fifth, a quarter. It's up to you, really, at the end of the day. It's your call, right? Now I'm going to grab the purple, and I'm going to do the rest with the purple. There's not much purple remaining, but I do have some more over there. We'll see if I need it. I'm going to do the purple over here. I'm going to try and be a little bit more cautious with the purple because I don't want to waste all of it right away, although it looks like that's what I'm doing. Okay, so now I've done those colors, and if you want it to look really good, you want to make sure you overdo it with the colors in terms of, like, I would put a little bit of purple on the red and on the blue, right? And this way you get a nice transition, okay? And then I would put a little bit of blue on the red over here. So I put a little bit of blue on the red, and you're going to end up with a nice gradient almost. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flip it over. Now, usually you would use the same colors, but I did run out of some of the colors. So I'm going to do the blue because there's enough blue to follow where I did. I'm going to see where my line was. So basically my blue was right over here. So my blue was basically right over there to right over there. And I'm going to do this. And you won't need as much on the second side because it's already soaked through. Okay? So you want to make sure you cover the entire area. All right? Now my, like a dark red was basically from here to here. Okay, so it goes up until about there. I'm going to go and I'm going to put all the dark red on there just like that. Okay, now the purple I ran out of. Give me a moment. I have more over here. I'm just going to go look for if I have another purple. I don't, but you know what? We're just going to use a different color that I have here. No problem. I have like a little bit of like a black color here, like a charcoal color. We're going to use that. But obviously you would use the same color. I'm just using them, you know, it's always going to look good when you're done. So I'm going to put the black over here and it just produces a really dark hue. And what I'm going to do as an added bonus is I'm just going to put maybe like, I'll put like a line of black right there. You can always, it's creative, right? So you can add your own flair to it. So now the next step is you're going to saran wrap this or put it in a bag and you're going to let it sit for 24 hours. Okay. So basically I have an example over here. This is another tie-dye t-shirt that has been sitting for 24 hours. It's wrapped in saran wrap. You want to wrap it as fully as you can in the saran wrap or put it in a plastic bag and tie it up and leave it for 24 hours. So this is what it's going to look like over here. Okay. Now, and this is obviously a different pattern, right? But once 24 hours have passed, then what you want to do, I'll show you. Give me a moment. I'm going to move this to this sink over here to the other side, okay? Once 24 hours have passed, I'll show you what you're going to do. Let me move these bottles out of here. I don't want to create more of a mess than I've already created. I'll clean them up after, and I'll clean this up after the video. But for now, I'm just trying to get everything out of the way. Once 24 hours have passed, essentially what you want to do is you want to rinse it under water until the water runs clear. So you've left it for 24 hours. Saran wrapped or in a plastic bag. So you've left it like this for 24 hours, okay? 24 hours have passed. Now what you're gonna do is remove it from the bag or the saran wrap and you're gonna rinse it under water until the water runs clear. So when you first, and you can see how quickly the tie-dye goes away, right? That's why I like, you know, but it stains things when you leave it for a long time. But when I get rid of it that quickly, it just goes away really quickly. Now essentially, when you first squeeze it out, the water's gonna look like that. It's gonna look all discolored. You want to continue rinsing it until your water runs clear like this. You see the water? Okay, this one is almost clear. It's not clear, but you want to continue rinsing it until the water is as clear as possible, okay? So continue rinsing it over and over, squeeze it out until the water is basically, runs clear, okay? And don't worry, like as long as you've left it for 24 hours in the saran wrap or in the bag tied up nicely, then all of the tie-dye will be soaked into the shirt. So you can see I squeezed this out and the tie-dye is still on the shirt over here. Very, very simple, okay? So don't worry about like it discoloring or anything like that. As long as you left it for at least 24 hours, the tie-dye will have set in. You're just getting rid of the excess, okay? Now, once you've done that and the water is run clear, then what you want to do is take your tie-dye shirt and you want to put it in the washing machine with just a touch of detergent and wash it in a cold water cycle with just a touch of detergent. Now, a quick note, if you're washing a tie-dye shirt, wash it by itself or only wash it with other tie-dye shirts. Don't wash it with anything else. If you wash it with other stuff, you run the risk of discoloring the other stuff. So essentially wash the tie-dye shirt by itself or wash it with other tie-dye clothing as well that needs to be washed. And that's it. Air dry it for the first time that you wash it. okay? And then you're good to go. You can wear it, you can use it, and you're good to go. So just to recap, once you've done that, once you've tie-dyed the shirt, wrap it in saran wrap, okay? Or a plastic bag, leave it for 24 hours, okay? Once you've done that, you can remove it from the saran wrap or plastic bag after 24 hours, wring it out under water until the water runs clear or basically clear. Then you're gonna wash it in a cold water cycle with just a touch of detergent, okay? Take it out, let it air dry the first time, and you're good to go. You can put it in the dryer after you've air dried it the first time, but for the first time that you wash it, I highly recommend that you air dry it. And that's essentially it. That is how to make a spiral pattern, a rainbow spiral tie-dye shirt that looks absolutely awesome. Once again, I gave you an example of what one looks like, just like this. It looks really, really cool, really trendy, really in style. You really can't go wrong with a shirt like this. But that is essentially it. And now that is my shirt. So I made these at my twin daughter's first birthday party for all of the guests. And now I'm going to be making my own, and it's going to look awesome when it's done. So I'm going to go through those steps that I talked to you about with my own shirt. Yeah, these ones were done yesterday, so these have been done 24 hours, right? Yeah, and then I'm going to go and deal with them now. But yeah, I mean, at the time of, by the time you see this, my twin daughters might be older because I schedule all of my videos well in advance. But when I'm filming this, it was just their first birthday. We had a blast making all of these tie-dye shirts. Everybody loved them. My wife organized the whole thing, and my oldest nieces and nephew basically ran the tie-dye station. So they did a fantastic job, and as you can see, you can create all sorts of stuff. But yeah, that's a tutorial for the rainbow spiral pattern. I'm trying to see if there's another one as I quickly hold you off for just a moment. There's got to be one. Here you go. Here's another rainbow spiral pattern, okay? Really, really cool. Look at this one. Look at this. Reminds me of those popsicles, you know? With the 3 colors. Look at that. That looks fantastic. So that's it. And honestly, I love popsicles. So if you're, I don't remember what the brand is, but if you have that popsicle and you want to reach out for collaboration, you know, like I'll gladly eat some popsicles on camera. Not a problem with me. But that's honestly it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.